Okay, so this is about the World Cup, and I'm guessing that it's about the World Cup in football, association football, um, and that they're starting with the idea that even though it seems like the World Cup happens every 4 years, it's actually a continuous process of competition. So, right now, teams are competing for the 2026 World Cup finals. Like even now in 2024. But then they talk about the final phase, which is what we usually call the World Cup. Um, and that is when the last 32 teams who have qualified come and meet and compete. The reason why we need host here rather than last is that it's about where the World Cup finals happen. What is their location? And that the location is in a host nation, not in a last nation. For example, the World Cup finals ran in Qatar in 2022. So the qualifying rounds for those finals took place in 2021, 2020, and 2019. So actually, teams were playing each other throughout those years to decide who got to go to Qatar in 2022 to compete in the last 32 teams. So what used to happen, for example, Australia had to compete in the Oceanic competition to get into the World Cup, and that competition wasn't guaranteed a place. So Australia, to get into the Football World Cup, had to win against all the other Oceania teams, which is easy. Well, for a big team, it's easy. But then also had to beat whoever came fifth or sixth in South America. And that was hard. So this is why sometimes there'll be people celebrating their team just getting into the World Cup because they've actually just gotten into the finals. That is the big event.
Great.
But they do compete within a nation because the finals, there are many games. And they usually have more than one stadium. So when the World Cup was hosted in Qatar, they played in 5 or 6 different stadiums. When it was hosted in Russia, they played in 5 or 6 different stadiums in different cities. In Sometimes they host across multiple countries. Like in 2026, it'll be North America. So some games will be played in Canada, some in the United States, and some in Mexico. In a nation, and inside the nation, you're competing on a field. Yep.
Yeah, I got it. Perfect.